everybody, Aaron Blaze here, and it is Friday, December 16th, and we are back. And you'll notice we're back in front of the big drawing board. That's what we're going to be doing today. I've been seeing so much stuff online about AI and how everyone hates it and all that, so I thought we'd do some RI, some real intelligence drawing, using high-tech equipment like pens and paper and all kinds of fun stuff. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to do some big cat drawing. I don't know how it's going to come out. You know, when you draw huge, sometimes it's a mess, sometimes it's not, but we're going to have some fun. And I like getting my hands dirty. And it's going to be mixed media. I got paints out, I got charcoal, I got pens, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have fun. I made sure that I pulled out enough stuff that I'd have enough materials to use. But I wanted to go over a couple of things before we start. First of all, we've only got one more day before our live stream event tomorrow, where I'm going to be teaching animation on Procreate. It's going to be about a 6-hour course starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Florida. And, I'm in Florida. It goes out all over the world, depending on where you are. Figure out your time accordingly. And also, I want to mention, if you sign up for it and you can't be there, if it's too late or whatever, if you've gotten a ticket, you'll be able to watch it again later. So don't worry about missing it if you sign up. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm talking about animating in Procreate.
It's worth saying that's actually the only way to get it. Is you have to be registered. We don't sell it afterwards.
Yes, that's the other thing I want to mention. Don't think that you're going to be able to, if you don't buy a ticket, you can just get it later. You won't be able to. Only people that have signed up for the course will be able to get it later. This is something we want to be able to make it exclusive to the people that are signing up. And so that's one of the ways that we do it. So if you want to see our live stream on animating in Procreate, then you need to sign up. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to take you through the basics of animation. I'm going to take you through doing character animation, all kinds of fun stuff. All the same things that I learned as an up-and-coming animator when I was working at Disney, but this time I'm going to teach you how to do it in Procreate. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Felix on YouTube says hi from Barcelona, which is where
Barcelona.
That's where our father-in-law is currently at.
Is he?
Morning,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Nix and my father-in-law are in Barcelona. So that's cool. So he went there from Madrid, I guess, huh? And and speaking of animation, I've also got, along with 2 other courses, I've got an animating on paper course coming up, and that's in pre-order. That, along with portrait painting, traditional portrait painting and digital portrait painting, right?
Yes. Yep.
Oil and digital portrait painting from Ken Sperduso. That's in pre-order. And then also design stylization. Design stylization, yes, from David Coleman. And that's coming up as well, and that's in pre-order. So we got 3 courses that are getting made at any, they're all in different states of finish, but they are in pre-order. You can order them now, each one for 50% off.
In fact, the oil painting course comes out in a couple of days.
Oh, nice. And then the animation course, which we're almost done with, that'll come out January 1st. Do we still have the dog print available?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so I think we have a slide for that.
Yes, we do.
We have a little holiday special. I got a wild hair the other day and just did a whole bunch of dogs. Everyone loves dogs. And I like how it came out, so we're making a print out of it. There seemed to be a lot of interest in it. So go on over to creatureartteacher.com and you can check it out.
Yeah, they're signed prints. If you
/prints.
creatureartteacher.com/prints. Those are available. At this point, you probably won't get it before the holidays, but you can still order it, and it makes a nice gift regardless. So.
We do also have the animation sale going on.
Yeah, speaking of animation, this is our biggest sale. Right now we're having our 12 Days to Christmas sale. Today is day number 4. And
that's right, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Christmas is coming up soon.
Yeah.
Today is day number 4 of our 12 Days of Christmas. So today, all of our animation courses are 70% off or more.
Come on, man. How do we make money on that?
Our complete animation course is 75% off. Visual development with Armand Serrano is 70% off. That's actually its lowest price it's ever been. So head on over to creatureartteacher.com and you can check out those sales as well. Let's get some drawing going, huh?
Yeah, come on. Let's stop hawking our wares.
Are you going to draw a Maine Coon?
What?
You're going to draw a Maine Coon?
Maine Coon? No, I am doing a leopard. I know. I always draw African cats, but you know what? It's my comfort zone, And I love spotted cats, and it seems like everyone else does too. I just can't get into my, oh, shoot. Oh, there they are. My glasses. Couldn't find my glasses.
Felix in Barcelona says, haha, that's great. We normally organize special life drawing sessions for animators here in Barcelona. You are welcome anytime. You can ask John Musker about it. He recently joined our sessions via Zoom.
Oh, that's cool. I'm really having a hard time getting into this pack. All right.
Having trouble, are you?
Yes, doggone it. I thought I was all ready to go, and unfortunately, I'm just going to draw. I'll draw with a big charcoal stick, even more primitive. It's just a burnt piece of wood. That's what we're going to draw with, a burnt piece of wood. So I got this.
Hey, Dustin, when I
This leopard.
talk, is my mic... Yeah, it's on. Okay, I just got to be right up on it.
Got this leopard that I've been wanting to draw.
You're already going out of the frame. I don't know if that matters or not.
The drawing is?
Yeah, I mean, not hugely, but...
Oh, that's okay. It's over there. You might have to adjust the camera, Dustin.
Yeah.
It also looks pretty dark. What do about that?
Sorry, everybody. 1 second here.
Twitch question, did Aaron shrink or is he using a large piece of paper and charcoal? He's using a very large piece of paper and charcoal.
Yeah, we're going crazy.
Yeah,
Today.
there you go. That's good, Dustin, right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and do the same with time-lapse camera.
Good, except we've got totally different color between the two cameras. It's not even close.
Yeah, I think the face cam is using a filter, I think. And also this one is auto adjusting to the.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where we go?
I think it's all right because it's mainly black and white anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't. The dark is actually is bringing out the lines a lot better, I think.
Where do you buy that paper at?
You can buy this paper. This is such cheap paper. So first thing I want to tell you guys, I'm doing this more as, just a demo. I mean, we'll keep these drawings, but over time, these drawings won't last. This is very acid full paper. So I get this at Lowe's for about $6 a roll. It's very, very cheap.
Mark on YouTube says, thanks for the sales. I've bought 8 courses so far.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Moly.
You might be interested, Mark, in our annual membership, which is on sale right now. We have 2 memberships to our website. We've got a monthly streaming option and an annual plan. Both of them are 40% off right now. That means on an annual plan, it's back down to its lowest price ever at $100 off. So basically, you can get everything on the website, plus everything we release over the next year for one price. Check it out.
So he's coming out of the.
Is there a special one too?
Yeah, I'll hit it later. I'll hit it later.
All right.
Haley says, I got the annual membership. Once the holiday season's over, I'm diving in. Awesome. And what paper would you buy if you wanted it to last?
I've got Arches, probably Arches paper, and there's different kinds of drawing paper you can get from them. I've also got a line. I've got it bookmarked, Nick. I found a company. I don't think you're aware of it. I found this company that sells giant paper, and it's all acid-free, archival kind of stuff. I can't remember the name of the company, but I've got it bookmarked.
Martin Berger asks, do you know what you will do with the huge piece of Arches paper?
What I'm going to do with this?
No, the Arches paper that you showed on the
Oh, I don't know. I don't know yet. I want to do some big painting. That's my goal.
I thought you were just going to make a giant paper airplane out of it.
Yeah.
And are you going away for Christmas this year, or are you going to be staying in Florida?
We're going to be staying in Florida. We got work to do.
Is this a leopard or a cheetah you're drawing?
This is a leopard. This is a leopard that we observed when we were in Africa on our last trip. This is based off of some reference that Dustin had shot.
Yeah, she was while the Dad stayed at camp. A couple of us went out on the rovers and came across a leopard that was walking out in the open, and we followed the leopard along, and it was a really cool experience. In fact, one of the photos I took is actually on my Instagram at Dustin_Blaze. If you're going to go take a look at it.
So this is meant to be an underdrawing. So I'm just rubbing this down so that I'm going to be drawing over the top of this with more permanent marker, but at least I have a ghost image. See, the charcoal is just there to help me get my proportions. It looks weird, I know, but it'll work, trust me. I'm thinking about going in and with some paint. Maybe throw some paint on it, why not? What do you guys think? Is that a yes? Okay, sure.
Sure, do it.
Do it!
Any plans, this is from Nancy on YouTube, to make a domestic dog course?
Yes. Yes, there are.
I bought some courses from you and I love them.
We are going to be doing a domestic dog course. So I got my big paint bucket here, which is a big Folgers bucket.
And then they said, any chance we can see that reference photo to the camera?
Yes. I'm not sure where to hold
I
it.
go to the face cam.
This is it here. It's just a quick printout right there. Is that good?
Yep, looks good.
Just a crappy printout. It's not a quality printout.
Gets the job done.
Gets the job done, bud.
Gets the job done there, bud.
So I'm just gonna make a little bit of orange paint with my watercolor. I'm just gonna let it run and just see what we come up with. And then I got my hair dryer all ready to go. This might not do anything, I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll get any kind of pigment on here, but we'll see. I can see that it's just soaking into the
It just looks like water on the live stream.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all it's going to look like. I gotta hit it with the.
The color's really dark on that overhead camera.
What I need to do is hit it with my hair dryer. It's going to go. We're going to get a little bit loud here for a little bit. So I don't think that's going to do anything. So I'm just going to go right back to a Sharpie, and we'll go in with charcoal, and I can hit it later. There's a little bit of pigment on here, but what I can do is hit it later with gouache. Yeah, I need to hit it with gouache. That's what it needs. I'll do that with white later on.
Oh yeah, have you seen the newest trailer for the Into the Spider-Verse sequel?
I have not seen that.
I did. It looks cool. Although, to be honest, it wasn't much of a trailer. It's mostly scenes from the previous movie and then a couple of little clips. So, but cool nonetheless.
But the new bits look really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing is I'm just going to go with a Sharpie, and we're going to have fun with a Sharpie, drawing huge.
Kirk Zimmerman says, "Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing awesome. Was wondering if there was one medium you've always wanted to try but haven't yet."
Probably an egg tempera.
Egg tempera?
Yeah. Egg tempera. It's tempera paint used mixed with egg,
Really?
and it creates like a hard shell. Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
And it's delicious.
You just eat the paint afterwards.
So I'm just going to go really loose with all of this.
Moon Lady 9 on Twitch says, "How about a jaguar next time?" I think you said you've never drawn a jaguar,
Yeah, I've never seen one in the wild.
but you've drawn one before, right?
I think I've drawn one or two. Actually, drawing huge with a Sharpie like this is fun.
Have you had a chance to watch the new stop-motion Pinocchio movie yet?
Yes, and I did finish it, by the way, Nick, and I liked it better.
Good.
Yeah. It finished strong.
Nolan Taylor says, "I haven't had a chance to watch one of these in so long." Hey, gang.
Hi.
Hey, Nolan. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since you have been on this hair stream. Everybody going, "Oh God, there he goes again." Casper asks, "Ever seen tigers in the
Casper,
wild?"
hey. Remember Casper from our...
Casra.
Oh, Casper, sorry.
Ever seen tigers in the wild?
I've never seen a tiger in the wild, no.
You've gone looking for them, but you didn't.
I have gone looking, but no, never
No luck.
found one.
Had no luck there, bud. It's a real shame. Real shame.
I want to let people know that are joining us late, we are having our 12 Days of Christmas sale over at CreatureArtTeacher.com. Today only, all of our animation courses are 70% off or more. That includes our complete animation course. Our character design course is only $10 today. The complete animation course is 75% off. The acting for animation course is 70% off. So there's tons of huge deals over there. Including Armand Serrano's visual development course for its lowest price ever. So check it out. I posted a link in the comments.
I love these drawing big like this with Sharpie. I've never really done this before, not with a Sharpie before. It's fun.
Sharpie.
Sharpie.
This might be a silly question about your orientation, but being a lefty, did you orientate the cat that way on purpose, or does it not really matter to you?
I oriented it this way on purpose, not because I'm a lefty, but because of our camera setup. And actually, this will be a lot easier to send in the mail if we want to do like some kind of giveaway or raffle or something down the road.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
How about this? Right now over at CreatureArtTeacher.com, our annual memberships are at the lowest price ever. Dustin, throw up the side for the annual memberships. So they're $100 off right now. Anybody that becomes an annual member to Creature Art Teacher or is already an annual member will be eligible for a giveaway. We're going to give this drawing away.
Yeah, we're going to do it like a raffle. So we're basically, it's going to be a random drawing to whoever.
If you're already a member, you're already eligible. If you're not a member, sign up over at creatureartteacher.com.
And I'll roll it up and send it to you.
Anywhere in the world. Mark on YouTube says, I just followed you on Instagram, Dustin. Great images.
Oh, thank you. Who was that?
Mark on YouTube. I posted a link to your Instagram.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Mark. Yeah, I also forgot that I just earlier today posted a new photo on Instagram of a wood stork that I took when we went to Gatorland the day after we were done with the watercolor workshop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm digging this. I really love drawing big with Sharpie.
You liking this, huh?
Yeah, I think we're, just keeping it loose and just going in and just drawing for drawing's sake and not laboring over it. There's something really kind of relaxing about this. Not having to worry about the medium. I'm just drawing. And I'm treating it like one of my sketches in my sketchbook. I'm just doing it 100 times bigger.
Yeah, Zunji says that that day at Gatorland was a lot of fun, and I definitely agree to that. That was a really fun day. What can you say about Mark Henn and Eric Goldberg?
Those hacks?
Bunch of jerks.
Those guys are amazing. Mark was one of my mentors, along with Glenn Keane, and I learned a lot from Eric along the way as well.
For people who might not know who they are, Eric Goldberg is a famous animator. Probably his most famous character would be the genie from Aladdin.
Yep.
But he's done tons of other things. He also co-directed Pocahontas. And Mark...
He did the flamingos doing the yo-yos in Fantasia.
Yeah, and he did the Danny DeVito character in Hercules, the Phil.
Yep.
He's done tons of stuff, but he's just, super known for really lively animation, and, he's been around a long time. And then Mark Henn, he animated Belle and Beauty and the Beast and Jasmine. And
He's pretty much the princess at Disney.
Except he also did Simba. So there you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Simba. You've forgotten who you are.
Court Jester on YouTube says, this cat is spot on.
Right on. Oh.
Right on, right on, right
That
on.
one hurt. So you can see by laying in the charcoal first, it allows me to kind of go on to autopilot and just think about laying in more of the details. We're not really having to worry about proportion because I've already figured it out.
Do you have enough Sharpies to get through this drawing?
I have got piles of Sharpies. Look at all these. These are the big fat Sharpies. I got these right there.
Holy cannoli.
And then I've got more Sharpies here.
I got two possibly related questions. One is from Twitch. Any advice for drawing moving animals from life? And then on YouTube, the question is, what animal or animal type do you find easiest to start learning to draw? I tried horses and dogs, but it's a very slow progress.
All animals are going to be slow. If you're not familiar with animal anatomy, it's just going to be slow. And then my advice on drawing animals in motion, you got to really, going in there and not understanding the anatomy to start with, and just thinking you're going to go in there and start drawing animals, it's not going to happen. So getting in there and doing some homework and understanding the anatomy ahead of time a little bit is going to help you immensely. And then, so, once you're drawing, especially animals in motion, and you've got that knowledge in your head, then it's really about just jotting down that gesture really quickly. Then you're able to fill it in with the knowledge that you have of the anatomy. And that just takes time and homework. I mean, it's taken me years and years and years to get to that.
YouTube comment. Looks like Aaron is single-handedly keeping Sharpie afloat during the recession.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to do.
And then YouTube comment, someone says, I find horses to be the hardest by far. Yeah, horses are definitely different because that face is so weird. I mean, it's so unusual to get that shape right. I always found. You've got a whole course on how to draw horses.
I do. I've got a whole course on how to draw horses.
A horse course, of course.
Of course.
Any tips on how to get better at sketching, or rather how to be more patient with drawing in general? I find myself wanting my drawing to look like the reference in 5 seconds.
Well, that just comes with doing it, and yeah, you just got to get over that. Get in there and practice more. It's never going to come out in 5 seconds. So get past that notion.
Yeah, actually, this is a good time to show the pre-order slides. We've got 3 new courses up for pre-order over at CreatureArtTeacher.com. And one of them that I've been editing for the last week or so is oil and digital portrait painting with Ken Sperduso. And it's 50% off right now. And as I've been editing that course, Ken says time and time again just about how oil paint is an exercise in patience. Its whole thing is to teach you to be patient, because you got to go back in, it's never too late to keep drawing in oil, which is great. But as a result, you got to really take your time and be methodical and, just think about what you're doing. And, if you struggle with patience, try oil. It will make you be patient.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's got so much really useful, good bits of knowledge in that course. It's really coming together well. He talks in there, another thing about patience is that, and he's like, I'm as guilty of anybody as this. And he said, I watch these speed paints and then I find myself getting frustrated that I can't make a drawing that fast. And then I'm like, wait a second, that is sped up.
It's sped up, exactly.
But you do have a tendency to just, set unrealistic expectations for yourself when you watch that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Any chance we can have Nick do a drawing one day during a live stream? Sure, why not? We'll do that one day. I'll draw alongside you.
There you go. Getting the grass in. The key to the grass is just being spontaneous, understanding the basic look of the grass. All grass is different depending on the species and all that. And in this case, it's...
I'm going to pull the zoom out just add more.
Yeah, I'm going a little low, am I?
That's fine. It's just, I can adjust it with the zoom. And Jill says, I can't wait for the Procreate course tomorrow. For those of you who don't know, tomorrow Aaron is doing an all-day live animation workshop in Procreate, on animation in Procreate. So if you have an iPad and you have Procreate, you might want to check it out. Head on over to creatureartteacher.com/live. Only one day to go on that. creatureartteacher.com/live. Spots are limited. We're going to start tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go about 6 hours or so. That's what we usually do. So probably 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. We'll do questions, Q&A, and we're really looking forward to it. So creatureartteacher.com/live. Check it out.
Renato on Facebook asks, what advice do you have for young artists seeking a career in animation?
Well, my biggest piece of advice for animation is just really getting to be a student of acting and, human interaction and all of that. So many people get so caught up in, how they move things, rather than thinking about, if you want to do character animation, it's acting, it's showing the human condition, it's trying to draw on people's emotions. And that takes a lot of homework and a lot of work to do that. And so understanding that and being able to get that across is the main key to an animator, I think. And, it's not how much you move something or how well you move it. It's the way you move. Well, I guess it would be how well you move it. But sometimes it doesn't mean that you're moving it all over the place. Sometimes it's just subtleties. And that's the thing. It's understanding, that movement and how it's going to portray the emotion that you're trying to get across. Ollie Johnston used to say, don't animate what a character's doing, animate what they're thinking. And if you can do that, you get across the emotion, and the movement's just secondary because it's following what the character's thinking. So, if you can think about, okay, what are they feeling, what are they thinking, that's just going to dictate how they move and what they do. And it helps you get into the character's head. That's the key, too. It's just getting in there and understanding those characters, getting in their heads.
Hey, Aaron, do I really need to draw simple 3D shapes to draw the human anatomy? Because I heard that if I don't simplify the human anatomy into simple shapes, I won't be able to draw it. Is that true?
Well, everyone's different. So whatever works for you is going to work for you. So sometimes, for most people, breaking the human body down into simple shapes is an easier way of doing it. And if that's not for you, then that's fine. If you're just starting out, though, I would listen to what they're saying and try it out. Because just sitting there and putting your pencil on the paper and drawing and kind of doing a contour drawing, let's say, of a human figure, not everyone can do that and having it be accurate. So, no, it's not necessary, but it definitely is worth looking at and listening to.
Jill wants to know, have you ever recorded yourself doing an action for video reference for your animation?
All the time. I've done it many, many times over the years. I have recorded myself, used myself as reference many, many times. And my friends as well.
Crazy Claire on Twitch says, hey Aaron, I just wanted to say that I've always been so fascinated by you and your art, and you've been a huge inspiration to me in my own art journey. Thank you so much for spending time with us and drawing live. It's truly amazing and impactful. Happy holidays.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy holidays to you too.
And Josh Adams on Facebook asks, do you find that anyone can learn to draw, or should someone have a basic talent that can be developed?
Anyone can learn how to draw. Learning how to see it's a practiced ability. It's not something you're born with. Even people that have an affinity to creating images that look good have to learn that. So many people, it's a misnomer that people are just born with it, and I'll guarantee you, even as a kid, people that go, "Oh, this kid's talented." No, that kid's just enjoyed drawing a lot more than other kids and did more of it. So, you know, hard work always beats out talent. And so if you want to learn how to draw, but don't draw well, you can learn how to see. You can learn how to translate what you see into your hand. You can, because I've seen it happen. I had a good friend in high school. We went to college together because he wanted to be an artist, and I just thought there was no chance. He couldn't draw his way out of a paper bag. But he worked hard. And by the time we graduated, he was working for Disney. He had been an illustrator. He had done all kinds of different things because he worked at it and he wanted to learn. So if you want it bad enough, you can do it.
Also from Josh Adams, he asked, I've heard actors say they don't like watching themselves on screen. Do you like going back and watching your older animations on screen again, or do you find yourself critiquing your work?
I don't mind going back and looking at old work, but you're always going to critique it for sure. Yes. You'll always critique it. You're always going to do that.
Castra asks, did you use live action reference for Mulan for your work on Yao and the head ancestor?
No. I didn't use any reference on them. But I've used it, you know, I helped out with Jasmine a little bit and Aladdin, and I used some live action reference there. When I was doing the Beast, in Beauty and the Beast, there's a couple shots where he was flinging his cape around where I used live action reference for that. Pocahontas, we used a lot of live action reference.
A YouTube question. I love your course on bears. Do you by chance have anything on colorization or how to do light and shadow?
I've got a whole course on how to paint light.
You have 2 courses on how to paint light.
Yes. So the answer is yes.
He's got one called How to Paint Light that is 70% off, which I posted a link in the comments. And he's got another one that came out a few months ago called Dynamic Lighting in the Figure, and that's all about light falling on the form.
Yes, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Was that really just a few months ago?
Yeah. Done so many, I can't remember.
And Martin Berger. Have you done a large drawing with Sharpie before?
No, this is my first one.
My first time.
Yeah, so there you go. You guys are getting to see my first large Sharpie drawing.
Did you use any live action reference on Brother Bear?
No.
Like the bear walking stuff? Or?
No, that was all done from research. We researched a lot, but we didn't use any direct reference for the shots themselves. Rune Beneke was the head animator for the Mother Bear, which I think is some of the best real bear animation in the movie. And he did all that out of his head.
That's crazy.
The guy's a genius.
That's freaking crazy there, bud.
Byron Howard did some incredible Kenai animation as well.
Sarah Marie Armstrong on Facebook says, yes, my problem is I can draw basically anything if it's duplicating a picture. But out of my imagination, it's so awful. How do you translate the skill?
It just comes with time. You just burn it into your brain. Over time, you'll be able to do it. You just got to do it a lot.
You burn it into your brain with a torch.
With repetition. Yeah.
Question for Aaron. Are there still more things you still have to teach yourself about drawing? And if so, what do you find most difficult to draw?
You know, I don't know if it's specific like that. I think it's just becoming more fluent with drawing. To me, drawing is like a language. And you're always learning language. You're always learning new words. You're always learning new ways to put the words together. And so that's pretty much what drawing is like for me. I think I understand the language of drawing pretty well, but there's always something new. There's always new things to try. And there's always ways of becoming more fluent at it. And the only way you can do that is by doing it a lot. So I still try to draw a lot. I draw every day, whether it's through animation or whatever. But it's just something I'll always do.
Is there any traditional method to animate for those who can't afford a light box?
You don't need a light box to animate, and that's one of the things I make very clear in my in the course that I'm creating right now. All you need are some peg bars.
Yeah,
Aaron
doesn't use a light table. He
I
has
was going
one.
to say, a matter of fact, I make it a very big point in my course not to use the light box, and I was trained not to use it, because when you become dependent on the light box, you start animating and in-betweening line between line, rather than trying to see shape. And really the only way you can do that is through not having your light box and just flipping the paper and seeing the shapes that you're creating. And so I'm a big advocate of not using your light box. So, once again, long-winded way of saying, you don't need a light box. You just need the peg strip. Tape the peg strip down, which is what we used to do, actually. We used to take work home. If we wanted to spend time with our kids, we'd leave the studio, when we were doing overtime, and spend time with our family, our wives, our kids, our family, whatever. We would take our drawings home, our shots home, and then just bring a peg bar. A lot of times we just tape it down on a table and draw away. This is kind of fun, I'm telling you.
It's pretty fun, I'm telling you.
What kind of paper is used in traditional animation?
It's a 22-pound acid-free. It's 22-pound paper, so it's it's heavier than like copy paper. It's acid-free. Yeah. There it is, right there. So this is 16 field. This is 13.5 inches. Usually it's about 12 inches by 17 inches. And it's got 5 holes punched in it. This is the Acme peg holes. And it's just a nice weight. So it's good for flipping, but it's also translucent enough that you can see through it. And yeah, it works out pretty good.
Which, if you're interested in more about paper animation, Aaron has a new course on paper animation that's coming out over at creatureartteacher.com. It's for 50% off pre-order right now. If you head on over and check it out, and there's all kinds of stuff in there. He's going through the materials. He's going through how to animate a shot. He's going through how to animate dialogue, how to do an exposure sheet, all kinds of stuff. How to flip the paper.
Oh, Julia's back.
Hey,
She's
Julia.
got home from performing, and I'm really happy to be here.
How are you doing?
How you doing? Good to see you. Who did the wildebeest stampede in Lion King? That's half traditional, half CG.
The wildebeest run cycle was first hand-drawn by Ruben Aquino. He went on in the beginning. Ruben Aquino, you know him through animating Ursula from the Little Mermaid. He also animated adult Simba in The Lion King. But he went on and went on about a year before the rest of the other animators and helped kind of develop all of the animal reference. He gathered all the animal reference that we needed for the movie. So he got together with the CGI artists, and he created the run cycle first, and he did it from the front, the side, and I think 3/4 as well. And then they built the wildebeest and articulated it, and it became what it is in the movie. And it was a whole bunch of people that handled the CGI of it. You got to remember that was 1994. Those early days of CG.
What does artificial intelligence art mean to animation?
I don't know yet. I really don't know. I'm sure it'll impact it in some way, but today is kind of my anti-AI art day. We're creating art The old-fashioned way.
Showing the AI who's boss.
That's right. We're doing it with RI, real intelligence. This is 50 years of work being spat out onto the paper.
Do you have a favorite big cat?
You know, lions, you know, whenever you see a lion, see, I've never seen a tiger in the wild, so I can't say. But every time I've seen a lion in the wild, I'm pretty much in awe. It's pretty amazing to see them. I love lions.
Gwen Wants to Doodle on Twitch says, "Hey Aaron, I just received both of your books this past weekend. I'm absolutely in love with them and the signed print. Just pre-ordered your volume 2 art book as well."
Ah, thank you.
Which
That's
is
awesome.
a good time to mention. Aaron has a new art book coming out early next year. The plan is to have it out by summer. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/books, you can pre-order. And the first 500 copies that pre-order are guaranteed a signed copy. And I just realized that code on the screen is inaccurate, that we are no longer running the free shipping code. So ignore that if you see that.
And Julia says, "I'm great. Performed 2 shows, one in the morning and one tonight. It was tiring, but I'm happy to be back and think I'll paint a little with you."
All right. Well, we're drawing today.
Lizzie on Facebook asks, "Do you find it easier to draw when you're with other artists?"
No. I mean, I like drawing with drawing and painting with other artists. There's definitely a camaraderie there, but there's something to be said about drawing alone too. And having my own time to myself.
Do you have a favorite Australian animal?
Quokkas.
Quokkas?
I love a quokka. How can you not smile when you see a quokka?
They always look like they're smiling.
Yes.
Are you drawing with your left hand, or is that a mirror effect from the camera?
I'm left-handed. I love these big fat Sharpies. Boy, it makes it easy to do spots.
Any plans for Christmas, Aaron?
Yeah, it's relaxing. Having some holiday cheer in a glass. How are we looking here? Is it coming out? Looking all right. Whoops.
Oh,
Totally just moved that camera.
that's all right.
Oh, and it's falling. We got 2 cameras set up, and I just messed up the one that we had set up for just recording. Sorry, guys. Well, gonna have to. At some point, I have to squeeze out of here to kind of get back on it. There we go. Still using the same one. It's starting to get a little bit worn.
How long have you been drawing, Aaron?
All my life, and I'm 54.
Well, and today for about 45 minutes.
Oh, if that's what they were asking.
I don't know. Just if you back up, remember that camera's behind you.
Yeah. There we go.
Did you have many picture books as a kid, and what were any that made a lasting impression on you?
I had a whole series of Time Life books that were published back in the late 60s. And then I had piles and piles of National Geographics. Piles of National Geographics.
Jasmine Adams on Facebook says, I love your work. I'm in school for animation right now.
Oh, that's great. Well, hopefully in the next year or so, you're going to get to see our 10-minute short that I've been working on over the last several months. It's kind of slow going, but we're slowly getting there. One shot at a time. I'm doing all the layouts and the animation, so it takes a little bit of time.
Do you know who animated Cusco in The Emperor's New Groove?
Cusco.
The Emperor. Now the question is, are we talking the human Cusco or the llama Cusco?
I think it was.
Because weren't they different?
I think it was Nick Rainieri.
Did he do both?
I'm not sure. I could be wrong though. I can't quite remember who animated. I did work on the film, so I'm not sure.
Oh yes,
Nick Ranieri.
Ranieri.
I don't know if he did him as the llama, though. I don't know if he did him as the llama, though.
I think he did.
Are you going to paint the tan color at all, or is it just going to be black and white?
I'm not sure yet. I'm just kind of playing it by ear.
Have you heard of Peter Hahn, Aaron?
Yes, I've heard of Peter Hahn.
Peter's a good friend of ours.
Actually, Peter's a very good friend.
We've been to Africa. We've been to Yellowstone with Peter. He's doing a course with us next year.
We were just about 2 months ago, we were just at a barbecue at his house.
Yep. Do you have any animals, Aaron?
We've got several cats. We've got a little bunny rabbit that's hanging out outside right now. I've got a dog. We've got fish.
Fish.
So the answer is yes.
What do you call a fish with no eyes? Jasmine asks, how many hours a day do you draw on average?
Probably 4 or 5 on average.
Some days it's 12, 13.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
I don't do as many of those anymore. I used to do a lot of those.
I've seen you animating till late at night.
Yeah, I've done that. For sure. Not quite as much as I used to.
Ever been to Peru?
I've never been to Peru, no.
That'd be a cool spot.
It would be. I got it.
That's from Casra. And Renato asks, do you still work for Disney?
No. I don't work for Disney anymore.
Ryan wants to know, is this contractor paper? If so, I love drawing on that stuff. It's so cheap.
Yes, it is.
This is just the stuff you would put down on the floor to protect the carpet when you're working on a house. And Blue Devil on YouTube asks, are you a fan of Bill Plimpton and have you ever met him?
I've never met Bill Plimpton. We know of each other. We've supported each other in different projects and whatnot. But, and yes, I love his work.
And Julia says, by painting, I meant that I'm currently working on the watercolor course on your website. Currently painting the Frisket Sunset, the unsinged.
Oh, nice.
Sunset.
That sounds great.
And when did you first meet John Lasseter?
I actually first met John Lasseter right after he did Toy Story back in the mid-90s. I met him out at Disney.
What are you going to do with this final leopard drawing? Sorry if that's already been asked.
This is going up as a raffle. So if you are currently a member, or if you go and sign up for our membership, you will be eligible for a random drawing for us giving away this drawing.
We're going to pick one annual member over at creatureartteacher.com, and we are going to ship them this drawing.
Or at least we'll send it in ashes because we're going to burn it later tonight.
No. Although it'd be a lot cheaper to ship.
It would.
Smaller packaging.
Drawing big, man. It's fun.
Go big or go home.
That's right.
I mean, you got to draw big because you already are home.
It's so freeing to be able to do something like this. It forces you to just kind of get in there and relax.
Just relax and have a
Relax.
fun time.
Just draw.
Edwin wants to know, what advice would you give to someone who hasn't drawn in a while but is looking to get back into it?
Draw. I mean, the best thing I can tell you is crack open that sketchbook and get out there and sketch and just draw. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. If you haven't drawn in a while, then draw. There's no secret to it. There's no magic formula. There's no, the best way to get better at doing any of this stuff is to just do it.
Why did Disney choose you to direct a full film? What's so good about you?
I'm the best.
I don't think they meant it the way it sounded.
No, it's I was the squeaky wheel. You guys have heard the expression, the squeaky wheel gets the grease? Well, I was the squeaky wheel. There was a project called Bears that was being done at the time. Well, actually, it wasn't being done at the time. It was kind of put on the shelf. They had done some early development on it, but then it was just kind of sitting there. And I'd heard about it, and so me being as interested in animals as I am, I really wanted to work on this film. So I kept contacting the heads of the studio, trying to find out about this project and asking to work on it. Now, I'd also spent years as a supervising animator, working with the crew and doing all of that. So I had experience working with people, and directing in a small way. And so they gave me a shot at it. They just said, "Hey, no one else is working on it. If you want to do this, go ahead and start developing it." And so they kind of threw some money my way, and next thing you know, it just. We always say you're making a movie until you're not making a movie, and I would work towards a goal of getting a treatment done or making some kind of presentation, and they would approve it, and then I'd move on to the next step, and then they would approve that, and then I'd move on to the next step, and the next thing you know, after 6 years, I had a movie, and that's how we made the whole thing.
I also want to let people know that are interested in becoming a member to Creature Art Teacher. If you like this stream, we do 2 additional streams every Tuesday and Thursday while Aaron is working on the production of his short animated film, Snow Bear. We are basically live streaming the entire production process.
And I know we have several people that are on that stream with us every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you guys enjoy it, let the other ones out there know that you enjoy it.
Yeah, if you go to creatureartteacher.com and check out our memberships, both memberships are eligible, the monthly streaming membership as well as the annual plan. And speaking of memberships, we actually have for a limited time a new gift giving option for our monthly membership. You can actually, for the first time ever, give a prepaid 3-month streaming membership as a gift. So you can go to creatureartteacher.com and you can send a gift to anybody, give them a 3-month membership. They get access to all of our streaming courses. They'll get access to those Snow Bear streams. And basically, there's no renewals or contracts or anything with that. So it makes a good gift giving option. Check it out. That can be delivered on any day that you schedule it to be delivered. So Christmas morning or any holiday or birthday or what have you.
I'm going to see if I can move this out of the way without knocking anything else out of the way.
Manuel says, those member streams are great, and you get used to the bad dad jokes eventually.
Eventually. And also you get some funny moments of like me being able to walk right up over his shoulder to scare dad.
Yeah, that's true. There have been a few of those.
Did you ever work with anyone who worked on The Black Cauldron? I've always been curious about that movie because it has a Disney princess and that the company does not use in any of their marketing.
I worked with a lot of people that worked on The Black Cauldron. But
one of the best movies ever.
no one really wants to talk about it. Not exactly a high point in Disney's animated filmmaking career.
In fact, it almost got the animation division shut down entirely.
It really did.
I do know a lot of people enjoy it, though.
I don't know how.
I didn't see it until way later, and my expectations were lowered so much that I was like, it's fine.
It's fine.
You don't want a movie to be fine.
Yeah, but do you know how much crap is shoveled out every year, live action?
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
do.
I mean, it's most movies are bad.
Oh, they really are.
So by Disney standards, yeah, it's a bad movie. By movie standards, it's watchable.
All right, jumping over to a new marker.
What color eyes does a leopard have?
Kind of an ochre, greenish ochre kind of color. It's like an earthy golden green. I don't know how else to describe it.
Do you think it's better to learn all of the complicated anatomy of a human before trying to draw them?
Well, I mean, yeah.
No, I don't think you have
You
to
need-
know.
It's not understand.
You don't have to know the names of the muscles and
No.
the bones. That's what they're asking, I think. Like,
No, well, I took it as understand the shapes, understand the proportions. You don't need to understand the name of every muscle and all that kind of stuff. But you do need to understand kind of the rhythms of the muscles and different parts of the body and how they work.
Are you following the picture specifically for the spots, or are you just guessing?
I'm making it up. I know how the spot patterns work on a leopard, and so I'm doing my. If I sat there and tried to copy every spot, we'd be here forever.
I want to let people know that might be joining us late. We've got our 12 Days of Christmas sale going on over at CreatureArtTeacher.com. Every day for the next 12 days, we've got a new sale going on. And today is 70% off all of our animation courses. So that's got our storyboarding courses, our complete animation course, animation and Calipeg, character design, scene approach, visual development, animal character design, everything animation related, including Tim Hodges' DIY animation course where he goes over stop motion animation and flip books and all kinds of stuff. They're all 70% off or more.
Very nice, very nice.
Just want to show you how loose you can be. We're just getting in here and just having fun, just drawing.
Martinberger says, has anybody else seen the smiley and the fur?
The smiley face?
There's your smiley face somewhere in there.
I'm sure there's one somewhere. Here, let's do one. Let's do a hidden smiley face. I haven't done it yet. Hold on.
Should do a hidden Mickey.
Jasmine asks, is there a class you do about lip syncing with animation?
This course that I'm doing right now on animating on paper, I am doing showing how to do lip sync, and then in my other my animation courses,
Especially, I think
I show how to do lip sync in all of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our acting for animation course is 70% off. There's a ton of lip sync in that. The complete animation course is 75% off, and there's a whole section on lip sync in that. So all of our courses touch on it in some capacity.
Yep, I teach how to do that all over the place.
Have you ever tried drawing in a comic book style with lots of dark shadow on the character and body?
Yeah, I'm not great at it.
Hey, Aaron, you probably get this question a lot, I know, but what's your opinion on AI art?
Well, that's why we're doing analog, I guess, today. That's why we're doing this, because everyone's been talking about it so much. I try to avoid the conversation because I really don't know. I don't have I have an opinion on, I don't think they should be stealing people's art, that's for sure. And I don't think people that create AI art are artists. But, that being said, it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting technology.
I mean, there's people out there that are using it as an interesting tool. Like we have a teacher, Armand Serrano, who's an amazing artist in his own right and a hugely in-demand visual development artist. And he's used it as a jumping off point for design and all kinds of stuff.
Not making finished illustrations, so I want to make sure it's clarified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said, a jumping off point.
Erica on Facebook has a side question. Have you ever been able to see a snow leopard in the wild?
No. You got to go some crazy places to get that, and I just haven't been able to go there.
Be a lot crazier if we did. And Casper Crescent says hi.
Hi, Casper. Is that Jared? Because I know Jared goes by Casper on Facebook.
I believe it is Jared.
Hey, Jared, if that's you.
Have you ever considered drawing a hyena?
I've drawn lots of hyenas. Yes, I've considered it, and I've done it.
Why did the cactus cross the road?
I don't know.
Because it was stuck to the chicken.
Aha. Talk about dad jokes.
I'll never forget one time when I was driving home and I started laughing to myself because
there was a chicken crossing the road?
There was a chicken crossing the road. It's like, oh my God, it's really a chicken crossing the road. And it got to the other side.
But why was he doing it?
I don't know. It was just kind of just walking around, I guess. Remember the whole drive home after that, just in my mind, I was like, there's no way that just happened.
Well, you see a lot of chickens back where I grew up. They were all over the place, and they were always crossing the road. Go to Hawaii, in Kauai, they're crossing the road everywhere. Just depends on where you go.
Is there any subject that you absolutely hate drawing?
Not really. I don't like doing gore. Horror stuff.
How would you get the focus on the cat's face without using white and still keeping all the detail that you have?
Probably add more black around behind it to get it to pop. Something like that, but I'm going to use white.
Question. Do animators usually want to become supervisors, or are they sometimes just happy being an animator?
A lot of times they're just happy being animators.
Supervising animators are also still animators, by the
Yeah.
way. Just so people understand, it's not like they just all of a sudden are managing the animation. They're still animating.
Oh, I was a supervising animator for most of my animation career, but I still animated.
Jasmine asks, in your art career on a guess, how many sketchbooks do you think you have completed? If you have, if you do like sketchbooks, that is. I have a bad habit of buying a new book and never finishing the ones I have.
Yeah, I don't know that I've only finished, literally like finished, just a handful.
Yeah,
I'm always jumping, grabbing whatever sketchbook is available and drawing in that.
Please do an episode on Heinrich Kley's style of sketching. Go back and watch our YouTube channel. There are literally dozens of pen and ink drawings where Aaron does them, a lot of them in the Heinrich Kley style.
I do, yeah.
There's a whole playlist on our YouTube channel of pen and ink drawings.
Do you like Wallace and Gromit?
Oh yeah. We need more cheese.
We need more cheese, Gromit. Today's Tuesday, Gromit.
Hey Dustin, can you in a little bit just keep an eye on the lower left because she's starting to draw in that area, so you might have to.
Yeah, let me see if
we
we're
doing?
doing actually without face.
How are we doing up there?
Oh, yeah, it's working.
Good.
How are we doing up there? Do we need to pull out at all?
Yeah, I think.
No, I already did. I just pulled out a little bit.
Feels like it could be framed a little wider.
You just start to see the top. He's pulling. Yeah, it wasn't really. There we go. Now you're just seeing the top of the page for no reason.
Yeah.
Now we got the full picture.
That's not where you're drawing. Oh, that's why I was zoomed in on where you were drawing.
No, it doesn't have to be zoomed in on where I'm drawing. I'd rather see the whole thing. I like that framing.
People like to see the detail.
They also like to see the whole picture.
You got to go back and forth. You do both. I've been moving it as you've been going there. Is it good? Oh, go ahead, Dustin.
What is the craziest thing you've drawn?
The craziest thing? I don't know. That's a funny question. I don't know.
The spider fence is pretty good.
I don't know. Yeah, we've gotten some fun requests, things that I never would have thought of before, that's for sure.
You did a rhino cross with a bumblebee.
You did make zombified bear and lion. You've done hybrids of wildlife, like the lion and zebra combo. And Riley Hayes on Facebook asks, how do you make prints of your charcoal drawings for your website? I got asked to make a charcoal drawing for a friend, and they want prints of it too. Any advice would be appreciated. Thanks and love your work.
High-res photograph. You just shoot a high-res photo. That's how we do it. That's how all prints that are done from traditional media are done.
Can you also scan it if you got a big enough scanner?
Yeah, but scanning a charcoal drawing would be a little hard to get in there.
Any exercises on how to improve your line quality that you can suggest?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just training yourself to do that, the one stroke. Try to get rid of doing the sketchiness and just, nice long strokes. Over time, you'll get better and better at it. I was a cleanup artist before I was an animator, and that's really where I learned how to do that.
Lee Sawyer on Facebook says, as an artist, I feel you can never stop learning. What type of art would you like to do next that's a real challenge to yourself?
Music. That kind of, that as far as art goes. Sculpture. I've always wanted to do sculpture. Traditional sculpture.
Can you hide him on the screen because he's drawing or covering?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up this last part. There we go. I'm trying to get looser and sketchier as we make our way down through here. Man, I love these big fat Sharpies.
Do you have any art resolutions for 2023?
No. I do enough art. I don't need to make any resolutions. Well, yes, I do. Actually, I take that back. Getting Snow Bear done.
Getting more YouTube videos out?
Yeah. That's just more about, that's not really doing more art or doing any art resolutions. It's just more about scheduling our time better, in my mind.
Blaze Finlayson on Facebook. He actually has our last name. It's his first name.
Yeah.
Seems he's having a technical issue on the website, Nick.
Send an email to support@creatureartteacher.com, please. And we will help you out.
Yeah, 'cause he's saying that he can't remember the username he used.
Yep. Send an email to support@creatureartteacher.com and we will help you out. That is the best way to do it.
We actually get that issue a lot.
There's no forgot username button, apparently.
Yeah, there is. If you do forgot password, it's there. Also, your username is your email address.
Mm. Would you want to work back at Disney again?
Nope. I enjoyed Disney. I loved it a lot, but I really love what I'm doing now. I don't think I'd ever go back to the studios. As much as I miss the studio environment and the camaraderie, and first of all, it'll never be like, I miss the chemistry that we had and that specific group of people that we had. And that'll never be never be able to replicate that. You can't go back. You can only go forward. And I love what I'm doing now. I could never do this when I was at Disney, not in this way. And I loved what I was doing at Disney. I'm just in a new chapter in my life now. I'm never going to go backwards. Always going to go forwards.
How would you sell and ship a drawing like this? Would you roll it in a tube or would you frame it first?
Roll it in a tube. That's what we're going to do.
Yep.
And we'll roll it backwards so the image will be out on the roll so that when you lay it down, it'll lay flat. That's the best way to do that. And then you just take that and you wrap it in paper. That way the image itself doesn't get any kind of damage on it.
Did you ever get advice from Milt Kahl or Richard Williams?
No, I never met Richard Williams or Milt Kahl. Milt Kahl died before I got into animation. And Richard Williams, I just never got a chance to meet him. I worked with his son, Alex, for quite a bit, and we know each other fairly well. But I never got to meet Richard Williams, which I'm very sad about. I wish I could have met him.
Do you have any courses on cleaning up animation and making it look professional?
No, not courses on it, no. I'm trying to remember if I cover any cleanup animation.
No, I don't think we do.
I don't know that I do. But that's a good thing to cover, though. That's a good idea.
Cleanup artists are just tracers. Just kidding. Now, there's a lot of work that goes into that. Have you ever made rice paper for art?
No, I've never made paper. That's something else I'd like to do, is make my own paper.
Which of these two classic films do you like more, Mary Poppins or Ben Knobs and Broomsticks?
Oh, wow. Probably Mary Poppins.
I was going to say, Mary Poppins is the better movie. They're both fun, but
Yeah.
as far as an actual plot and movie goes, I think Mary Poppins is definitely. Mary Poppins won Best Picture, didn't it?
I don't know if it did or not. I don't know. I'm sure it won an Oscar of some sort. I don't know that it won Best Picture.
And I did like how in the sequel they brought back hand-drawn animation for the sequel.
Yeah.
No, it was nominated for Best Picture, but it didn't win. It won for Best Actress, Best Film Editing, Best Effects, Best Music, and Best Score. Or Best Song and Best Score.
Ross Wiley asks, what piece of art has had the biggest impact on you?
I can't say any specific piece of art. Oh, that's a good question.
Lisa Newman asks...
Hold on a second, I'm
sorry.
still thinking.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. There's a lot of the paintings by Sargent, John Singer Sargent, have always really impacted me. Same with Joaquin Sorolla and Anders Zorn. Those guys have individual. I mean, there's so many amazing paintings by all of them. It's hard to name a single one that's impacted. Sorry, go ahead, Dustin.
No worries, it's my fault. Tomorrow's all-day Procreate class is lifetime access, right?
Yes, if you register
If you register for it, you have to register for it.
Which is a good time to mention for people that might be joining us late. Tomorrow, Aaron is doing a live all-day workshop on animation and Procreate. Spots are limited. There's still some available.
They're not limited on this drawing.
If you head on over If you head on over to creatureartteacher.com/live, you can learn all about it. We start at 11 a.m. tomorrow. That's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. There's a link on the page to tell you what time that is in your local time zone. We'll go about 5 or 6 hours. There's going to be Q&A. So if you have an iPad and you have Procreate and you're curious about animation, check it out. creatureartteacher.com/live.
And for members of the site, is there a discount to the workshop for a member?
Yes, you get an automatic discount as a member to Creature Art Teacher on all of our live events.
Riley Hayes says, my brother pointed out a smiley face spot on the middle top of the cat's back, and now I can't unsee it.
That's the one Aaron put in there on purpose, I think.
This one right here?
Yep.
There he is. Coming out of the bushes.
Hey,
coming out of the
Aaron and
trees.
company. I'm excited for the Animating on Paper course coming out soon. For someone who doesn't have an animation desk, what would be the next best thing to use?
You just need to get, you don't need the disc, you just need to get the pegs.
A peg bar,
Yep,
which you can
peg
order
bar.
off of Amazon or cartoonsupplies.com. They're pretty affordable. Basically, you just have to tape it down to any desk.
Yep.
Lee Sawyer asks, have you ever tried tattooing?
No. No, I think it's interesting, for sure.
You do have your own tattoos, so do I.
But no, I've never done tattooing.
Are you using the spots to define the anatomy?
Yes, well, I'm using the spots to define the form. It's hard to get it to define much more than, I mean, I guess the form is the anatomy as well, but I'm using it to, them to more or less show the shape, the cylindrical shape of the body.
What advice would you give to a young animator with very poor eyesight? Can I draw sketches from a photo or video? I've always been told not to do that because I won't, quote unquote, feel the motion and I'll get wooden poses. I tried to make sketches on the street or in the zoo, but I don't see the details, and that's why it doesn't work out well.
You can try video. Video is a good way of doing it. You know, watch video and freeze frame. Get up on it so you can see it better. And you should be able to do something with that.
What is the Disney Renaissance era?
The 90s, pretty much. The late 80s into the 90s. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, because that was like the Lion King, Little Mermaid. Was like the Little Mermaid what kind of started that Renaissance?
It was Oliver and Company, kind of.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I would even argue that The Great Mouse Detective is part of that as well.
Did Bob Kuhn's work influence you at all?
Very much. I'm a huge fan of Bob Kuhn's work. I'm glad there's someone out there that knows who Bob Kuhn is.
What do you think is the best Fantasia segment?
Night on Bald Mountain. Oh, actually, the one in Fantasia 2000, the
Firebird?
The Firebird, yeah.
Yeah.
That's done by the Britzy brothers, French brothers. Just incredible.
Yeah, just that whole bit of like the woman spirit giving out off all the planes, and then the fire scene and everything. The end, just that whole story.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And crazy lighting and absolutely terrifying when that Firebird comes out.
What are you gonna say, Nick?
YouTube question. Do you prefer to draw with Procreate or Photoshop?
It depends on what I'm using. If I'm sitting there with my iPad, I'd rather use Procreate. If I'm sitting at my big computer, then obviously I got to use Photoshop. And there's, in my big computer, there's all kinds of, there's Krita and all kinds of drawing apps that are out there for you. But I've used Photoshop for so long because everybody asks me as soon as I say I've used Photoshop, well, why don't you use this and why don't you use that? Well, it's because that's the one I've used for so long.
Also, you could pretty much argue that Photoshop is still the industry standard in the film industry.
Yeah.
Most professional illustration at studios is being done in Photoshop. There are people out there using Procreate, there are people out there using other software, but most studios are set up.
Yep,
With the Photoshop
it's just what we
pipeline.
used at Disney, and they still use at Disney, and that's what we did.
When including moving backgrounds in your animation for a moving character, would you use 1s for runs and 2s for walks?
Yeah, well, no, if you have a moving background, everything's on ones. If you're panning, if you're panning across a background, you pan on ones, and so your animation has to be on ones. Otherwise, it'll ratchet. It'll. And you don't want it to do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab
What are some of your favorite milk call animation sequences?
sequences.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. There's everything he did was gold, so I don't know what to tell you. Whoops, I just bumped it again.
Was Milk Call like the animator on Shere Khan in Jungle Book?
Yes.
Was that Milk Call?
Yes.
Because he does a lot. He does a lot of the head swaying back and forth, right?
Yeah, the big twirly milk call head turn.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing in a little bit of white Conte.
Can you upload the finished work? Your artwork really inspires me, but I can't stay for the live stream.
Yes.
We actually recorded all this on YouTube.
Yeah, you'll be able to watch this again later.
Yeah, you'll be able to watch this again later. Also, we always post the finished work at the end. And if you sign up to become a member to CreatureArtTeacher.com, you actually might get this in the mail. We're going to give this randomly to one of our monthly or annual streaming members over at CreatureArtTeacher.com.
So I'm just being really loose with it right now. Hitting some light areas where I feel like it needs to be light.
What do you think you're going to animate tomorrow?
Well, we're going to do some basics. We're going to talk about the bouncing ball and things like that. But I'm going to, I've got a couple of character ideas that I want to do with you guys.
Hey, Aaron, as an illustrator currently looking at other prospects because of the AI art chaos, do you think 3D animation is still worth getting into? I'm getting a little scared about security in the long run and feel like a lot of creative careers are going to be culled in the next 3 to 4 years.
I don't think so. So I think you're being a little bit of an alarmist.
Don't operate out of fear.
Yeah, do not. Good human art is still
What was the question?
going to be in
again?
demand.
Basically, they were trying to ask if being a 3D animator was still a viable career.
And it is a viable career, yeah. But I also think being a traditional 2D animator
or an illustrator
is a viable career nowadays. I think we're going to be going back to doing a lot of 2D animation in the future.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on YouTube, there's a lot of YouTube channels that really uses 2D animation.
Yeah.
Now they're not like hand drawn on paper animation, but still traditional nonetheless.
I mean, there are more there are more job opportunities in art now than have ever existed. Now, you could argue that maybe AI will do something to change that, but that's purely,
AI
purely
is a- I think
hypothetical
it-
because
yeah.
there's no evidence that it's costing anybody a job.
I think AI is a shiny little piece of candy right now.
Yep. People had the same reaction to photography, that it was going to put illustrators out of business.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
What's the white medium you're using now? I'm sorry if you said that already.
This is Conte. This is Conte crayon. It's basically compressed white pastel.
It behaves very much like the way a crayon would, but it's a little more chalky.
It's chalky, yep. So it smears around. See, I can smear it.
Sebastian Duran on Facebook asks, what animal anatomy books would you recommend?
I don't know of any animal anatomy. There's some great books by Terrell Whitlatch on creature design, but as far as animal specific anatomy, I don't know, because I didn't really use books to learn my anatomy. I did a lot of internet searching. I did a lot of stuff from life before there was internet. I don't really have any books to recommend.
Is it going to be hard to find a job as a 2D animator now that a lot of movies are doing 3D animation?
Well,
That's been happening for the
that's
last
been
25
happening.
years.
That's been happening for 25 years, exactly. No,
I would argue it's now the pendulum swinging the other way.
Yeah, it is. That pendulum is. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
2 minutes ago. Is that this is as good a time to be in animation, 2D animation, as any time. It's starting to get coming back again. So I'm putting the grass in here. Whoops. That's the sound of breaking chalk.
Oh dear. How did you learn to draw?
By doing it. I did go to college, but I would argue that even in college, I had great instructors, but you don't learn anything unless you do it. And that's mainly how I learned how to draw. The more you do anything, the better you're going to get at it.
Left, Dustin.
I'm jumping all over the place, so.
Yeah, I know, but when they can't see what you're drawing, I figured.
There we go. See, the white just gives it a nice little touch. Don't need much of it.
Where would you say 2D animation is coming back?
I think a lot of the streaming platforms are going to have a lot more 2D animation in them.
Yeah, I mean,
Stop motion.
Disney's working on a film that's 2D, 3D hybrid. There's movies like Klaus, Netflix, Sergio Pablos.
Cartoon
Cartoon Saloon out of Ireland has been nominated for an Oscar for every movie they've made in the last several years. A couple years ago, I can't remember what year it was, there were more traditionally animated nominated films for Best Picture than there were CG, because you had Kubo, Klaus, and I think Song of the Sea were all in the same.
Or Wolfwalkers.
Wolfwalkers, that might have been it.
Being very loose with it. It's fun to just get in and just go big.
I want to let people know that we have memberships to Aaron's website, creatureartteacher.com, where we currently have over 600 hours of art lessons available for sale. Art lessons, animation tutorials, thousands of Photoshop brushes that work in Procreate, Photoshop, Clip Studio, what have you. Both of our memberships are on sale. In fact, our annual premium membership is back down to its lowest price ever. It's $100 off right now. And if you become a member over at creatureartteacher.com, we're going to randomly select one member, and we're going to give them this drawing that Aaron is working on.
Yep. You guys, somebody is going to get this drawing for basically the cost of a membership.
Phil on YouTube says, here's the funny thing. Aaron's actually right-handed. He's just showing off.
I wish I was. I can't draw my way out of a paper bag with my right hand.
Peter Hahn, that guy's crazy.
I know.
Draws with both left and right hand.
You ever see Karl Kapinski?
Yeah, he does it
He
too.
draws
He draws
at the same time.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Wow, that white really makes it come alive. Twitch comment.
Yeah, it really pops it, right? It's cool. And you can just be really loose with it. It doesn't have to be. This is what I want people to take away from this is, being able to be loose and not having to, render everything so tightly.
Do you have a class you enjoyed making most, and do you have a class that you remember being the hardest to make?
All of my animal drawing courses I love making. They take a long time. The bird one took forever. I usually teach stuff that I enjoy doing. So I don't know that I have any courses that I don't have that I have negative memories on. There's some that require more planning than others, but by and large, I love doing all of them. What do we think? We stand back from it. I haven't even done that yet. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Really.
At least it's in proportion.
Yeah.
Philip on Facebook says, I just tried to press Control S while working in a paper sketchbook.
I've done the same thing. Control
Don't forget to
Z.
save.
I've done Control Z or make a mistake. Oh, you know what I forgot? Is whiskers.
One more thing.
Whiskers.
One more thing.
I also want to let people know that right now over at creatureartteacher.com, we're doing our 12 days of Christmas sale, which means every day for the next 12 days, we've got a new sale going. Today's day 4 of that. And right now, our animation courses are all 70% off or more. Some of them are 75, 80, even 90% off. So go check it out. We've got character design courses, acting for animation. We've got flip book courses, storyboard courses, character design, animal character design. All of it's on sale. CreatureArtTeacher.com. 70% off or more today only.
We'll have to hit this with a little bit of spray fix just to get the white chalk in there, but I think we're pretty much in the pocket.
Towards the comment of the Control S using paper, Martin Bird cracked a joke saying, you need to update your software. You just update the paper software, the paper app.
Hey Aaron, how do I notify myself of these live streams? if you are, this is a YouTube question. If you hit the subscribe button and then also click the bell, it should tell you.
Yeah, our live streams are every Friday. These live streams are every Friday starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, every Friday. And then our live streams for our members are Tuesday and Thursday starting at 10 a.m. every Eastern Time. So there you go. So there it is. I'm all done.
Done?
That looks awesome.
There, it was fun. So there's our leopard stalking through the brush, drawn on big paper. We just grabbed a Sharpie marker and just went to town and started drawing. You don't need special tools. You don't need, you just need paper and pencil. So many people get caught up in having to have an iPad, all this digital software in order to draw. You don't need that. You can draw on paper and have really fun, cool results. Matter of fact, drawing huge gives you some really cool results.
Angela says, I'm just joining. What was the medium today?
Today was Sharpie marker and Conte.
And you did a rough underdrawing with charcoal to start.
Yeah, I did. With charcoal on brown worker paper that I got from Lowe's. So it's very cheap paper. But I just wanted to do something fun, you know, with marker, and there we go. So anyway, tomorrow I've got my course, my live course on animating in Procreate. There's 1 day left if you want to sign up for that. Go to creatureartteacher.com/live and you can sign up for that. If you're not able to be there, after you sign up, if you're not able to be there, you can always access it again later. But you cannot access it if you don't sign up. It's not something that we're offering to the general public. Also, what else?
If you want to get this drawing,
oh yeah,
become a member at Creature Art Teacher. You might be selected randomly.
So we're going to randomly select somebody to get this drawing. We're going to send it out, but only to members. So if you want to be selected, join up and be a member. It's
CreatureArtTeacher.com, and there's a link in all the
get
comments.
a giant original thing of mine. There
I
you
don't
go.
know where you're going to frame it.
Yeah, I don't know either. But who knows? It might be worth something after I croak, so hold on to it. So, because it certainly won't be in my lifetime.
Kind of a morbid way to end the stream.
But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today. It was a lot of fun. I always enjoy going back to traditional drawing and painting and everything else. And have a great weekend. Be safe. Put some beauty back into the world. Be an artist.
And there's people asking if we're doing a stream next Friday. Yes, we are.
Yes.
That's December 23rd.
Next week is our streams as usual. So we have our members stream Tuesday and Thursday.
A Christmas stream.
And then we have our stream on Friday.
Yeah, which will probably be Christmas themed.
Yeah, that'll be our, yeah, that's definitely our Christmas stream is next Friday. Because Saturday is Christmas Eve. So anyway, have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everybody. CreatureArtTeacher.com.
Later.